Coffee with Tim Black. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to Coffee with Tim Black. I'm your man Tim Black, and I got some Trump news for you. Yeah, let's jump right into it. First of all, Trump says he disavows white nationalists. I don't want to energize the group, and I disavow the group. And if they are energized, I want to look into it and find out why. It doesn't sound like a guy who supports white nationalism. Doesn't sound like it. I mean, I could be wrong, but pretty much when you want someone's support and you got their back, you tend not to say, get away from me as far as possible. Which is what Trump is saying when he says, I disavow you. And if you don't believe me, go online and look at the white nationalists freaking out. They're holding razor blades to their wrist, wanting to drain out over their keyboards. They're hurt to the heart. Some are crying, beating themselves with hard objects upside the head. I mean, they're really beside themselves, man. Now, that's the first thing. And I know some people are pissed about it. Some people on the left are pissed because they're like, oh, man, I thought we were going to be able to call him a racist for his entire presidency. Because, you know, on the left, they love to do that. Just call you racist and that'll work. Because most people, they hate racism and it works and discredits you and it shuts down all conversation. And people on the right are pissed because, you know, they're like Alex Jones folks. Like Alex Jones and Paul Joseph Watson. They really wanted Trump to be in their corner. Yeah, they really wanted him. It's not working out for either one of those groups. Then you got the people in the middle who just want the world to work and want us to get along and want people to be treated fairly and want to find a way out of the cesspool of an election. Right? Like they just want this all to go away. I'm in the middle of the group, you know? But it's not over, y'all, because at the same meeting, Trump answered questions about Steve Bannon. Now, you know, Steve Bannon was the chairman or is the chairman of Breitbart News, and people are calling him alt-right because he said our paper is a home for the alt-right. But maybe Stephen Bannon is not as big a racist as people think. Well, anyway, Trump responds to that question. He says, I've known Steve Bannon a long time. If I thought he was a racist or alt-right or any of those things, the terms we could use, I wouldn't even think about hiring him. Wouldn't even think about it. Wouldn't think about it. Wouldn't. So Trump saying, hey, I don't like white nationalists, but Steve Bannon isn't one of them. That's what he says. Now, I don't know. The jury's out on that one because, you know, Breitbart has so many articles. What about all those damn articles on the website there, Trumpy? Talk to me, baby. And Trump says, well, look, Breitbart is just a publication. They cover stories like you cover stories. They're certainly a much more conservative paper, to put it mildly, than the New York Times, but Breitbart really is a news organization that has become quite successful. It's got readers, and it does cover subjects on the right, but it covers subjects on the left also. It's pretty big. So he said, hey, man, they got some articles on there to drive traffic. What you want from them? They're like me. They're just a businessman with no soul, no real conscience, you know. Sort of like why I don't pay taxes. Got no soul, no conscience to this. Is it possible that Steve Bannon and Donald Trump are just this so similar or they get along because they're just in it for the money, baby? They're businessmen. Sort of like Walmart when Hillary Clinton was on the board and they were shutting down, you know, small businesses, driving them out of the economy, making it so they can't compete. And they didn't want to get the employees 40 hours a week and, you know, underpay them. They can't even, you know, they're on food stamps, half of them. It's just business, baby. Oh, it's okay when certain people do it, but not okay when others do it. We really need to make our mind up about what we're going to be outraged about. But back to Steve Bannon, guys. I saw a picture of Marc Cuban and Steve Bannon hanging out having drinks. Now, it's possible, while having these drinks, they were discussing who would they rather not live next to, Jews or black folks. But I don't think that's what the case is. I think that they were just having a drink, and I'm not so convinced that Bannon is as bad a guy. I mean, wasn't Marc Cuban just hanging out with Clinton? He's just fraternizing with the enemy. Or maybe it's just all, I don't know, BS, like all of it. And what did Marc Cuban have said if he was walking down the street at night by himself and he saw a black guy with a hoodie walking towards him that he would cross the street? I was kind of taken back by that, man. I didn't like that at all. Then I got to thinking about it, like if anybody's walking towards me in a hoodie and it's late at night, I don't care what color they are. I might not be scared. I may not cross the street because that makes you look weak and that makes them really want to get you. But I would have put my hand on my knife if I had one, or I might pretend like I do if I don't. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Now, before I end you with the Trump updates for the day, let me tell you this. Trump has decided not to prosecute Hillary Clinton. Oh, man. I know people are freaking out on that one, right? You should freak out about it. Even if you didn't watch the Trump rallies, guys. Anybody who didn't watch them, remember those clips you'd see and you hear people going, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up, and be some old guy dancing, lock her up, lock her up. Women shaking and twerking to it, lock her up, lock her up. Remember that? Well, that was all because Trump was saying he was going to lock her up. And now Trump's saying he won't lock her up. Now he's saying it's going to be bad for the country. It would further, divide the country if he did that. Trump, baby, the country's already divided, man. Especially now that you are not living up to what you said you would do. So I sent out this tweet. It got a little bit of response. People were checking it out. Because, hey, man, I got to hold Trump's feet to the fire. Americans are tired of rich people getting away with crap. And Hillary Clinton, she represents rich people getting away with crap. So, yeah, they're going to be pissed off about it. But I don't think most people are even going to hold it against them. Had somebody already tweet me saying, well, Obama didn't lock up Bush. Yeah, I know. He should have. Do yourself a favor. Get yourself some Tim Black Coffee signature blend by my friends at Black Mamba Coffee. Now, this is heirloom coffee beans. Artisan, right? Family owned. Washed, natural washed, okay? And you get no bitter aftertaste with this stuff, baby, okay? Not like the cheap stuff.